We opened the show talking about the transfer portal and how things have gone on both sides of it for LSU. And we mentioned that wide receiver was still going to be a area of emphasis for LSU, whether in the portal or from the high school ranks, and it took all of 30 minutes for that to materialize. You look down the road to Louisiana Lafayette, Kyren Lacy, a 6'3", 213-pound sophomore who hails from Thibodeau originally, has decided he is leaving Louisiana Lafayette, headed to LSU. This is a guy who, as a freshman in 2020, had 4 touchdowns, 28 catches in 11 games. This year had an injury, only played in 3 games, but did score a touchdown. He's got a big frame, was a pretty good playmaker in the Sun Belt, and adds some depth to that room.
Yeah, it definitely is. He is a guy that's a big body target, which I love. I love those guys who can go up and dunk on people and catch those back shoulder fades and catch those fades in the red zone. And he has a big area to get the ball to. So that's a guy, I don't know if he's going to play early on. That's going to be determined. But you're starting to get more depth in that room. So if injuries happen, portal happens, things happen.
Yeah.
You got more depth and more people you can turn to that can help this team out.
Yeah, that's the 6'3" aspect of it is a little bit different than what LSU's got on campus. Certainly, Besh is well, he's over 6 feet, but he's more of a slot guy, quickness guy, as opposed to a vertical threat. Kayshawn fits the mold of a vertical threat, even though he's not 6'3". And you look at Thomas and Hilton. Neighbors, they're all right around 6'1", 6'2". Lacey's a little bit longer than those guys, so a nice change of pace for LSU. Again, I'm never gonna go nuts over a guy that comes in from the Sun Belt immediately, but you got to have bodies. And when you're looking at a group that went to Texas and played in this bowl game with 40 dudes, you got to have players.
Yeah.
So I'm all about stocking the shelves with as much as you can. They still got to get linebackers. Defensive back is still very, very barren. They need offensive line help as well. You're good at cornerback. You're good at quarterback. You're good at running back. I think you're getting there at wide receiver. But elsewhere, you've still got to add a bunch of guys. And so Kyren Lacy is a guy that a lot of the recruiting experts like. Certainly, ULL won a lot of games under Billy Napier over the last few years. Certainly went up to Iowa State and won a game 2 years ago. So they've got some guys who can play at this level. I'm not going to sit here and profess that I know everything there is to know about Kyren Lacy, but as we're watching his highlights here, he has made some plays for him over the last couple of years. And so, again, I'm all for bringing in just about anybody at this point, so you've got warm bodies. You figure this is going to be an evolving thing year to year to year. And while you've got a thin recruiting class this year, thin signing class this year, getting guys who are 21, 22 years old is fine with me.
Yeah, that's definitely the route you got to go on. It's starting to look like a distant memory that we're going to just have this amazing national signing day in February. We're just going to sign all these 5 stars and 4 stars. That's just looking so far from the case. So when that happens, you got to hit the portal. You got to get depth on your roster. That's what Coach Kelly's doing, which is why I've trusted in him from the start. And it's looked like this roster's slowly but surely starting to get filled out. So a lot more work to do, but this is definitely a direction you want to be going in.
It's just odd timing, the way that this all works. None of us are used to it. We're kind of used to guys staying put where they were in programs. Obviously, you have some defections from guys down on the depth chart at times, and then you sign your class in February and you move forward into the spring. Now you're loading stuff up in the best you can in December, and then it's just a mass exodus from everywhere in the country. I mean, Arkansas just came off one of its best years in a decade, and guys are jumping ship left and right for whatever reason it may be, and LSU's been the beneficiary of a little bit of that. LSU's had starting quarterback lead. I mean, it's just stuff that we're not used to dealing with, that we're now having to look at. I think it's a little easier to get used to on the basketball side when it's 2 or 3 guys here and there, maybe 4 or 5. It's pretty easy to track. When you've got a roster full of 85 scholarship guys and 30 are leaving and 35 more coming in, it's tough to wrap your head around. But hey, it's good content for the radio game, which is what we're right smack in the middle of. So good ad there from LSU.
Thanks so much for watching Hunt Hill on YouTube.
Now do us a favor, hit the red subscribe button below and throw us a like. See you next time.